And those who are able to understand the business models of their clients stay in a significant competitive advantage in order to be perceived as partners, not only as suppliers. Hi everyone, Ernesto Nogueira here, CEO of ValueConnected. I'm now at my home office. It's the end of the day, early evening, and I've decided to record this video for you to talk a little bit about payment pathways and their importance for the medical technology industry and 3 common mistakes that are made about them. Well, first of all, what are their importance? If you understand the payment pathways, that means you understand how your medical technology solution product is going to get paid by the healthcare system. And if you understand that, then you understand the business models of your clients. And those who are able to understand the business models of their clients stay in a significant competitive advantage in order to be perceived as partners, not only as suppliers. And a medical technology partner will discuss value. A medical technology supplier will negotiate price. However, there are 3 common mistakes about payment pathways. The first is thinking that payment pathways are reimbursement mechanisms and they are interchangeable, and that is not the case. Reimbursement, without getting too much into technical details, requires a code that will trigger a payment. So for example, if a certain patient will receive a heart implant, cardiac implant, that means that patient will trigger a certain code XYZ78, and that code will be linked to a payment. Very good, that is coding, coverage, and payment. But there are other mechanisms. There are funding mechanisms, innovation programs, local budgets, coverage under evidence development, and so on and so forth. Reimbursement is only part of the answer. So if your product, regardless if it's innovative or not, does not fit into a reimbursement mechanism, that does not mean the end of the story. That means you still have 60-70% of other payment pathways to assess. Mistake number 2, the most serious one, in my opinion, and most frequently one as well. Most of the projects that we have in ValueConnected throughout these 10 years of existence are related to late-stage payment pathway projects. That means the product is already in the market and the distributors or the affiliates or the market access teams or the commercial teams are struggling to get paid for the value that they're bringing to the healthcare system. Now, what if these teams would start thinking about payment pathways upfront before they had launched their products into the market, taking a strategic approach? Well, they would be able to identify evidence gaps, they would be able to incorporate the perspectives of different stakeholders, and at the end of the day, the earlier you start thinking about payment pathways, the less expensive it will be for you. Imagine the costs of developing a new study and the time it takes to complete those studies after you launched your technology in the market and you realize your evidence was not perceived as you expected it to be. So we start as early as possible because this pays off, and this pays off big time. And the last common mistake that we see is basically not understanding the difference between a regulatory approval and having a payment pathway. If you have regulatory approval in the US, F10K, in Europe, MDR, that means you can commercialize your medical technology according to the labels that you have determined or have been approved. On the other hand, having a payment pathway, that means you are able to receive payment. In other words, that product will trigger payment for the user, the provider, the payer, whatever. And one is different than the other. So do not expect that you receive regulatory approval, your technology will be adopted everywhere. No, unless you have thought about payment pathways, this is unlikely to happen. Well, that's it about this short video. I hope you have liked it. I'm really curious to hear your comments down here. Feel free to post your questions or comments. And this is going to be the first of a series of videos and interactions. Looking forward to the next one. All the best.